Normally when manufacturers send us press cars, they send us the best and the biggest with the biggest engines. Not so much today. This is the Mercedes-Benz CLA 250. You guys, this is as entry level as it gets when it comes to Mercedes cars. So today we're gonna take a look and see what you get when you first dip your toe into the Mercedes-Benz pool. First, let's start with what dipping your toe will cost you. Base price on the CLA 250 starts at $46,350 including destination. The car I'm driving is the 4MATIC model, which means I get all-wheel drive, and I'm adding $2,000 to that bottom line. That sounds like a fair bit of coin to me. I'm about to remodel my bathroom, and that would more than cover it. For that money, you're going to get a turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that makes 221 horsepower, 258 pound-foot of torque. No, those numbers do not sound like they're super exciting, but there still is some fun to be had here, and I'm going to credit that with two things. Firstly, the dual clutch 8-speed automatic transmission that is super smooth, that is super quick, that definitely maximizes every single ounce of power that you have available. Secondly, the CLA 250 now gets a mild hybrid 48-volt motor on it, which Mercedes says gives the CLA a 13 horsepower boost in the lower part of the RPM range, making those initial accelerations feel quicker. So whatever secret sauce that the Germans have put into this car, it's working. And okay, we could say, well, it doesn't have a 6-cylinder in it. Where's the V8? If it's not that, then it's not really a Mercedes. And I'm sure you guys will tell me all that stuff in the comments like you always do. Look, I'm not making excuses for this car. And I think if you are the type of person who likes to go and try and, I don't know, smoke Matt Farah, the smoking tire up in the canyons, then this is not going to be your weapon of choice. But if this is what you're in the market for, I feel like you're going to be adequately satisfied. That 4MATIC all-wheel drive system will add to your confidence around corners and in inclement weather with minimum body roll. Though the CLA does come standard with just front-wheel drive, so figure out what's important for your needs and purchase accordingly. Other aspects of the driving experience don't fall short either. The brakes feel sure-footed, the steering is nicely calibrated, and there are drive modes that allow you to set up the car's characteristics and performance as you see fit. Fuel economy numbers also look palatable, with the all-wheel drive numbers taking a 1-digit hit in both city and highway categories. Those numbers match up well for the CLA 250's competitive set. Curious about who plays in this entry-level arena? Well, you're looking at the BMW 3 Series, Audi A3, Genesis G70, and I'm going to throw the Acura Integra in there because I just drove the Type S and was absolutely blown away at that magnificent car. When it comes to seat comfort, I'm a little disappointed. I know that they're trying to emulate a sport bucket here, but I think they've gone a little bit too far in the firm direction because, frankly, it just feels kind of hard and a little uncomfortable. Seats are always subjective, so check it out for yourself. When it comes to visibility, even with the fastback, not terrible over my right shoulder. Over my left shoulder, it's a little bit more compromised, I think, because of the high seat back, but you know, that's what you get for sporty. The one other thing that I'm going to mention is the quietness in the cabin. Not exactly S-Class level, but again, not to be expected in a CLA or something in this segment. There was one rattle that kept recurring in this general area, and I kind of pushed down and smushed the dashboard a little bit and kind of moved the digital screen a little bit, and it kind of stopped. Listen, I'm not going to speak to the build quality. This is a very substantial car. It's still a Mercedes, and yeah, it's an entry-level Mercedes. If you think the CLA looks way more expensive than it is, I'd agree with you. So what's new about the exterior? As this is just a refresh, of course, as expected, you are going to get a few tweaks and some new things up in the grille. And You also get a new diffuser in the rear, but pretty much this looks like the CLA that you know and love. And I have to say, wow, I actually think this is a great looking car. The profile is absolutely beautiful. Certainly the way that it looks does not make you feel like you're not getting your money's worth. Looks like some of the bigger cars. It's really gorgeous. This paint color is gorgeous too, and after some serious SoCal rains, I'm gonna give a huge shout out to KBB's neighbor McGuire's, who helped me clean up the car to get it ready for its close-up. Thanks guys! When you get inside, there are some additional features that now come standard, including wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Yes, that means the MBUX system has gotten an update in here too. You get dual 10.25-inch screens for driver information and infotainment. Graphics, as always, are sharp, processor speeds quick. You also get wireless charging and a garage door opening system. On the CLA, you can add packages that will give you things like advanced safety features, some body styling stuff, and of course, every single time you add one of those, your bottom line is definitely gonna go up. That AMG Night package starts at $3,150, and while it will make your car look sportier, the only mechanical system it upgrades are the brakes. You can upgrade to leather seats from the MB Tex, a faux leather that comes standard, and you can upgrade from a carbon fiber interior looking finish to a natural grain wood that costs $325. The exclusive trim gets you MB navigation, augmented video for that nav system, and an upgraded audio setup. The $3,900 Pinnacle trim gets you those amenities, plus a head-up display, active LED headlights, surround view cameras, and the MBUX assistant, which for some reason works quite spottily for us when we do videos. Hey Mercedes.
How can I help?
Can you set the temperature to 70 degrees?
I'm setting the temperature to 70 degrees.
Well done, Mercedes. I'd upgrade with the winter package to get heated front seats, steering wheel, and windshield washers. So this is one of those things that you will know when you drive and own this car a lot, but the steering wheel heater on-off switch is right here. I actually think this is really clever because it doesn't take up space on your center console, your stack, or anywhere here, but it's just this little toggle back here, and your seat heaters are right here. So again, I think if you're trying to conserve space, these are really well positioned. The other thing you can spring for, no pun intended, is the adjustable suspension with adaptive damping. Because this is not a hyper performance-minded car, I'm gonna say I don't think you really need that. I don't have it on this car, so I think that's an extra that you can do without. The stock suspension does well on road imperfections. No, it's not as refined as what cushions you on the E or S Class, but remember, this is not that. The driver assistance package does have things like steering assist, lane change assist, and active braking with cross-traffic functions, those driving aids that will actively help you out in case of an emergency. I am 100% not super crazy about the haptic touch. It's really imprecise. If you accidentally jog your finger up just a little bit instead of across, then what it does is it will jump you up to the next menu, and then you're scrolling through things that you don't even really know that you're doing. It's just a little bit complex and clunky. So I do hope that there is an opportunity for Mercedes to sort of address that. I think just using it as a touch screen is a whole lot easier. Beyond that, the tangible bits that are in here feel and look good, especially these air vents. I love them. To me, the screens feel perfectly large enough. The graphics are great. I can see everything really clearly. I don't need mega screen. Another thing that I really like is in the wireless charger, there's this little guard that you can put in front of your phone. I don't know why they have this. I would like this in cars that maybe you do jumps in, but maybe you're jumping your CLA. If you are, your phone is going to be in there and very protected, and that's a good thing. I really do like the fact that they added HVAC buttons here. The switchgear feels really good, as I would expect from a Mercedes, but this kind of frees up this a little bit and kind of unclutters this. The other thing that I'm gonna say that is not amazing, but it's not terrible either, you are one button away from turning on and off your active lane keeping assist and your active steering assist. So that means if you're like in the middle of driving and it's sort of pulling you in from the lanes and you don't want that to happen, you can turn that off fairly easily with one button here, and I appreciate that. It would be better if you had a physical button, but in lieu of that, I can handle this. There is a fair amount of piano black that is the luxury version of black hard pebbled plastic. Yes, it looks a bit better, but is highly prone to fingerprints. Sedans, to me, feel like they're making a comeback. Technically, this is a coupe, but it has 4 doors. So I don't know, that makes it a sedan. It should be a sedan, but Mercedes calls it a coupe because of the fastback. Anyway, it's all very confusing. If you have a sedan that you absolutely love and you're not ready to buy a new car yet, Kelley Blue Book can help you figure out what things should cost when you have to repair them. Click on the link above and our service manager can help you out. But if you are determined to buy a new car and you're looking for a luxury one to boot, but you're still being a little bit cash conscious, well, the CLA 250 is a great place to start. Yes, in spite of its entry-level credentials, here you're getting more Mercedes than you might think.